It's a massive admission by China. China has admitted nearly 60,000 people have died of COVID-19 in that country since 8th of December. So this is for the first time that China is giving us figures of the week, starting from December 8th up until now. WHO in the past has questioned whether the figures coming in from China are the correct figure or they're being deliberately downplayed, because there are pictures also which have made it to social media which shows bodies getting lined up, morgues overflowing, cremation grounds overflowing, and that gave you a sense of how rapidly COVID-19 has been spreading. But if you go by Chinese authority, they say that 60,000 people have died of COVID-19 since 8th of December. That's the figure that Chinese authorities are giving out. Will the WHO accept this to be authentic figure? That we'll have to wait and see. But COVID-19 definitely has been spreading in China ever since the lockdown situation there ended. Shireen Elizabeth is with me. Shireen, put this into perspective. Compared to what the rest of the world has seen, when China admits that from December 8th up until now, which means a little over 5 weeks or maybe 6 weeks, 60,000 people have died. Put that into context, into perspective.
Well, this is the first time that we are actually hearing. We have, in fact, time and again, there has, in fact, been demands and requests that has been made by WHO regarding how many people have been affected due to COVID in China. Apart from that, how many people have, in fact, died is a question that was raised by WHO time and again, but there has been no answer from China. But now we are seeing around 60,000 people have, in fact, died. Now, based on this report, of course, we have to see how the WHO would be reacting. But so far, China has maintained that only around 40 people have died due to COVID. Even when the positive cases were, in fact, coming out, they had been very secretive about the outcome of the COVID. But now with these cases coming out, we have to, of course, see what is going to be the statement, first of all, by China, and how the WHO also will be reacting to it, because WHO has always maintained that as far as COVID globally is concerned, each and every state have to put out their data, because the variants and mutants of COVID is something that is there to study, and when each of the country put out the data, then only the other countries will be able to understand. So when China is not transparent about the cases in the country, it becomes difficult for the other countries as well. Now with this gigantic number of people dying in the country, we have to see what is going to what the watchdog is going to say about it. Also, what is going to be the statement of the country.
But prima facie, Shireen, does this look believable? I'm only asking you because we've seen pictures of how morgues don't have enough space anymore to store bodies. Cremation grounds are overflowing. So when we say 60,000 in 6 weeks and compare it to those pictures, how do you really analyze that?
Well, we have seen activists also who are based out of China putting out videos on social media. Apart from that, there was, in fact, reports of, in fact, a scientific firm who had, in fact, conducted a report based on science, which also, in fact, predicted that there are, in fact, over 60,000 people who have died. Of course, to know the realistic numbers, that only the Chinese government can actually put out, because the kind of secrecy that they have maintained from day one, be it the first wave, the second wave, from 2020 itself, it becomes difficult to know really what is really the numbers in China. But we have seen predictions, we have seen activists putting out numbers, like you pointed out. There were, in fact, videos and photos of how hospitals are, in fact, overburdened with the patients. We have seen how the mortuaries have, in fact, have all at the corridors. We have seen the bodies of people there. So, of course, there has, in fact, been videos and such evidences. But the realistic picture can only be given by the government of China. And apart from the WHO, which is, in fact, for past few months, putting pressure on China to, in fact, put out the real numbers out there.
All right, Shireen Elizabeth, thank you so much for giving us perspective as China puts out numbers. 60,000 is what they report in terms of death by COVID-19 since December 8th. Moving on.